Hey there guys, I'm Damon Owens again back, but today I want to talk about how to manage loneliness in a healthy way. Well, as the songs always say, we all get lonely sometimes, and that's true. It's an emotion. And as real and powerful as emotions are, they're passions. And what that means is that they happen to us. Passio is the word it comes from. So we don't and we can't control what we feel. But that doesn't mean that we're slaves to some uncontrollable emotions. We're not slaves. It means that emotions, like loneliness, still have to mix and mingle with our will, with our mind, our intellect, and even with our bodies, right? In other words, we may feel a certain way, but we're still always free to choose how we think and how we act. So we all feel lonely sometimes, but the healthy way we manage these emotions is by choosing the good in our thoughts, in our words, and in our actions. So first, our thoughts. Acknowledge the feeling of loneliness. Accept the emotion. Feeling is a certain way, just is. It just is. So name it. Know that the negative feeling is not permanent. It's not it's not going to be always here. You have to reject that sort of catastrophism, right? That I'll always be lonely. No, this too shall pass, as we say as Christians. It's bad, it hurts, it's negative, but at the same time, it is not forever. Know that loneliness has nothing to do with your lovableness. I did a whole talk one time on unlovableness, this false idea that somehow this feeling in this case is an indictment of your worth or an indictment of your worthiness of love or relationship. Man, the devil would delight in making you believe that. We have to remind ourselves that we're good, we're worthy, and we're created by God to love and to be loved. That's a fact. That's not just some mind game or some positive talk. It's the truth about who we are. Don't be afraid, again, in our thoughts here, don't be afraid to recollect whether you have intentionally or maybe even unintentionally pushed others away. Now look, this isn't about blame, right? But it's also about taking this time of feeling lonely to say, wait a minute, is this an alarm that's going off? And is there something that I have done or do or something strange in my appearance or actions or maybe even just, whatever. But an honest, non-blameworthy assessment of how you have shown up for others or how you've not shown up for others. Take that time. It's a tender time. So those are our thoughts. Second, our words. Don't be afraid to say, I'm lonely, right? Say it to yourself. Say it to our Lord. Say it to anyone that you trust, not just anybody, but anyone that you trust, because this kind of vulnerability brings its own reward. It's a reward of peace and of intimacy. In fact, vulnerability is the foundation, healthy vulnerability for intimacy. So be attentive to that and let your words speak that and bring that to yourself and to that other part of your brain. Be careful in your words of always, right? This always happens to me, or never. I'll never find, right? Those, when we're speaking about our own emotions, those things are very, very powerful lies that sort of is a despair. It is a despair that tries to paint a catastrophe based on a current situation or maybe even an assessment of what has been so familiar with you in your loneliness. But be careful of always and never. In terms of our words, speak or journal even a list of things that you're grateful for. Gratitude, don't underestimate it. Don't let a simple exercise of gratitude fool you. It's a powerful antidote to other negative emotions like resentment, anger, and blaming. Right? Just speak the things. I am grateful that I can walk. I'm grateful that I can think and my hands work. I'm grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for the snow, whatever it is. But let that be a way that you use your words to bring about the fuller picture and merely just the emotion that's real that you're dealing with right now. And finally, our actions. You know what? Do something fun. You could still feel lonely in the moment and choose to do something fun. It could be anything good that brings you delight. And now what? In this feeling of loneliness, that action is a priority. Do something fun. Delight yourself in the priority. Go for a walk, ride a bike, take a tour or museum visit, go to the park, go to the gym. Exercise kicks in all kinds of brain chemicals, dopamine, norepinephrine, adrenaline. It's a good way to counteract the realities of our bodies. Get some rest. There's the other side. Are you fatigued? Are you underslept? Are you anxious about something? You need that leisure time. The leisure is real. It's not just not doing anything. It really is about a recreation. But get some rest. And you know what? Get some silence. Now, this is kind of a double-edged sword because you find a chapel, find somewhere you can be with the Lord, find somewhere that's really silent. If it's not part of your life, often in a very busy life, silent time can also bring about that discord or that discomfort, sometimes even painful, and it can bring on a loneliness, right? Because we're finally slowing down to a pace if you happen to be really active for a long time and you don't realize how much you've lacked meaningful connection with others. That feeling and emotion of loneliness really is an alarm that's going off that says, oh, something has been missing and out of order. And God will reveal that to you. Many times the silence, embrace the silence and let that silence be a time where it brings us back to our senses. How about that? Bring us to our senses and remind us of what's important. And finally, reach out to someone, a friend, a family member. Call someone from your past that they'd be delighted and shocked to hear from you. But make an effort to connect with someone. And of course, we wrap all of this in our conversation with the Lord. Bring your feelings to the Lord. Tell Him in your words, in your thoughts, and in your actions, in the way that you pray. And ask Him to comfort you, to console your feelings, and to give you counsel. Lord, why is this? What is the good in here that you would have for us? Well, that's plenty for now. Remember, Catholic Match is here to help you to be more successful in your search to find your forever love. As always, drop us comments, requests for topics you want me to cover in the future episodes. And be sure to like, smash, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be alerted for new videos. So peace and joy to you. God bless you.